I'm going to flat out say it. Tyler Robinson is a patsy, and Tyler Robinson is currently being framed for the murder of Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was murdered by his own security detail, similar to Kennedy. Now, if you all go way, way back in the 70s when Kennedy was president, Kennedy started to speak out against the war in Vietnam. And shortly after that, Kennedy was assassinated by Robert Oswald. All right. But now we later found out that Kennedy was shot in the back of his head by his own bodyguard. And so was Charlie Kirk, you all. Charlie Kirk was shot and killed by his security team. And that's why we'll never see the camera angle from behind. Because if we see the camera angle from behind, we will see that Charlie Kirk was murdered by his own security detail. Now, why Charlie Kirk was murdered? Charlie Kirk was murdered because he was speaking out against the war in Iran. And he was speaking out against Israel. Now, I know a lot of people on social media, their rebuttal will be, well, everybody speaks out against Israel. Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, Nick Fuentes, Alex Jones, Megyn Kelly, a slew of other YouTubers. However, you all, it does hit different when Israel propped up Charlie Kirk. They funded him. They made him who he was up until the day he was assassinated. And then when he got super popular with the masses, he began to change his tide. So you can never have a former ally, especially somebody who you bigged up and who you funded. You can't have them, turn their back on you, because if they're able to be swayed, then they will sway the masses. And Charlie Kirk, you all, was on a trajectory to be the next president. He was going to eventually become president. And with that type of voice and with that type of influence, Israel could not allow him to be the president of the United States, because he was going to destroy all of the interests that Israel has over the United States, or the influence that Israel has over the United States. I mean, for God's sake, we're currently fighting a war in the name of Israel. That Iranian war has nothing to do with the United States of America. Benjamin Bibi Netanyahu told Trump to get to work, and Trump, being a good goy that he is, decided that he was going to send American soldiers to die in the name of Israel. And Charlie Kirk, if he was president, he would have shut that down expeditiously. So Israel, you all, they had to take him out, because Israel runs the United States of America. It's no secret. We all know it. Everybody knows that they run this country. And it's crazy. It's crazy that they run this country. Now, let me explain to you guys how and why Tyler Robinson was set up. Now, if you enjoying the content, you all, make sure you double tap the screen, like the video. Typically on my political videos, I get about 4 likes, and I appreciate the 4 people that like the video. I want, my goal is, instead of getting 4 likes on this video, I want to get 5 likes on this video. So if I can get 1 extra person to like this video is a success. All right. Now, to anybody that forgot, Charlie Kirk had a college tour where he was going around, speaking to college children to turn them conservative. However, you all, Charlie Kirk had a different agenda, in my opinion. I might be straying off on the video a little bit, but Charlie Kirk wanted to set up these Turning Point USA chapters within these college campuses, because the college campuses, they had begun to become too liberal. And from my resources and from my research, I found out that a lot of these college professors who are portraying themselves to be liberal professors, not a lot, but a select few, are actually spies, and they're sent to destroy the youth. they sent to push an agenda on the youth. You know, these college professors are spies. You know, I don't know what government they work for, but they work for a government, and they want to mold the minds of the youth to push them to a liberal agenda, whether it's the LGBTQ, whether it's mass immigration. You know, they got their own agenda, and they push it on college kids. I know this because, you know, I'm a college dropout. So Charlie Kirk was sent to neutralize the liberal agenda, and he wanted to push that conservative agenda. But underneath the conservative agenda, you all, Charlie Kirk had, you know, he was doing some stuff with the colleges. Like, you know, he had his own spy program going on. This is just what I think, you know. I think Charlie Kirk was more than just some type of public speaker. You know, he had a lot of stuff going on, you all. Now listen, back to the video. I know I just went left field. Don't take the like away, y'all, because I went left field. Now listen to this. I think it was like the University of Utah. You know what I'm saying? That original campus was not on Charlie Kirk's itinerary to speak at. It was actually a last minute, you know, speaking engagement. And it just so happened that that was his first stop. You know, so he already had the tour set up. And then somebody was like, hey, Charlie, we're going to throw this in, but you have to speak here first. And, you know, I think Charlie Kirk and, you know, some of his security team, you know, they thought it was weird because Charlie was receiving a lot of threats not to go to that campus. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you all remember this. Like, I remember this like it was yesterday because, you know, I didn't like Charlie Kirk at first. You know, I thought he was a racist and I thought he hated black people until I got to, like, know the character of that man. And Charlie Kirk was a beautiful man, bro. Inside and out. You know what I'm saying? He was a beautiful man with a beautiful soul, and he was pushing a beautiful agenda. And I don't care if black people don't like that I'm saying this or not. You know what I'm saying? Charlie was good for black people, bro. You know what I'm saying? He didn't hate black people. He just didn't like the stuff that we were programmed to do. The degeneracy that, you know, we're programmed to do by, like, people like Nicki Minaj and these rappers and these entertainers. You know, Charlie Kirk saw through that, and he did not want black people to stoop so low. He was trying to raise us up to a level that, you know, we can be respectable amongst the world. And a lot of times, you all, when you trying to make people do better, you know, the people that you trying to rise up, they don't like that. You know, that they push against it. And forgive me for veering off on the video, you all. Like, it's all gonna make sense. So, you know, Charlie was getting death threats not to come to that campus. They told Charlie, you better not come to that campus. And it just so happens that, you know, somebody close to Charlie say, nah, Charlie, we gonna go to that campus. Similar to what they did to Malcolm X. You know, it was Malcolm's last speaking engagement. They told Malcolm, you better not come up there and speak. And Malcolm was like, nah, I'm gonna come up there and speak. And, you know, the nation was like, we gonna bring guns, we gonna protect you, we gonna do this. And Malcolm was like, nah, man, I ain't gonna bring no guns, I'm gonna just come up here and speak. And next thing you know, somebody was like, nigga, get your hands out my pocket. And then they shot Malcolm. They rocked his snot box. They hit him in the chest like 4 times and he died. But see, Malcolm died with a smile on his face. You know what I'm saying? Malcolm died with a smile on his face. And Charlie died just like Malcolm. Charlie died an honorable death. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people want to compare Charlie Kirk to Dr. Martin Luther King. But you can't really compare them because, you know what I'm saying, Martin Luther King was, you know, he was doing a lot of fucking, y'all. Excuse my language. Like, he was cheating on his wife. And Malcolm wasn't cheating on his wife. You know what I'm saying? Charlie wasn't cheating on his wife. You know what I'm saying? Charlie was a loyal man to the cause, to his children, and to his wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't gonna do no conspiracy video today. So, you know what I'm saying? Charlie died an honorable death. But they told Charlie, don't go. Do not go to that campus and speak. But he went anyway. So I'm going to tell you all what I think happened. I think that, you know, Charlie Kirk's security team was like, well, you know, we're going to add extra security and we're going to have, you know, some snipers on the roof to make sure that you good. This is what I personally think, because Tyler Robinson don't look like no college punk. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's very well built. Like, he got shoulders. His shoulders are protruding. He looks like a trained assassin, bro. So I think that somebody from Charlie N was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, man, just stay on the roof. You know what I'm saying? Like, watch out, scope for potential threats, you know, just in case, you know, somebody get down on Charlie. And I think Tyler was like, all right, cool. Like, I'm about to do that. I'm about to do that. But whole time, Tyler didn't know that Charlie was about to be assassinated like Kennedy by his own security team. So, you know, Tyler seen what happened with Charlie because he was on that roof with that scope, scoping things out. And I wholeheartedly believe that if it wasn't an exploding mic, I think that somebody behind Charlie like shot him. You know what I'm saying? They shot him with something. And we'll never know what happened because they took the camera that was behind Charlie and we never seen that footage. I don't think anybody ever seen that footage. They probably destroyed it because of what they did to Charlie. You know what I'm saying? So once Tyler, once Tyler figured out what was going on, he was like, wait a minute. I wasn't sent here to protect Charlie. I was sent here to be framed for the murder of Charlie Kirk. It was too late. So I think he ran off the roof. He got low. And the rest is history, bro. The rest is history. Because remember, I want you all to remember this. Initially, see, I don't forget stuff. I don't forget stuff. See, the American people forget stuff, but I don't forget stuff. Initially, they said that Tyler Robinson's pastor convinced him to turn himself in. Then they said it was a pastor that was a former deputy. And then once people started looking into the deputy, that story changed. And then after that story, you all, they said that Tyler Robinson's family convinced him to turn himself in. So we don't know who told Tyler Robinson to turn himself in. We don't even know if somebody told him to turn himself in. You get what I'm saying? And there was a lot of red shirts around when Charlie Kirk died. And I forgot the guy's name, but the guy, he was recording after the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and he has some sort of ties to Good Morning America. Somebody can put this in the comment section. Tyler Robinson was walking back to his home, and the guy who was filming the assassination of Charlie Kirk, his aunt just so happened to own 3 or 4 properties around the area where Tyler Robinson was being assassinated. Tyler Robinson was set up. Tyler Robinson is a patsy. Tyler Robinson got framed for the murder of Charlie Kirk. And y'all know, I don't think Charlie Kirk dead. But if he is, you all, Charlie Kirk died and Israel did that shit, bro. They did it. So, you know what I'm saying? We gonna get back to going live when it comes to Charlie. We gonna get to back going live when it comes to Tyler. A lot of times, you all, when I just see BS, it's hard for me to continue to report on BS because I ain't gonna lie, I feel like everybody in on it. Even the people that y'all saying fight for Charlie, I don't trust them. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust none of them because I'm gonna tell you all something. Initially, and this ain't no jab at Megan. This ain't no jab at Tucker. This ain't no jab at Candace. But I remember when it first happened, Megan Kelly was pissed. She was cursing all on live, and she was saying how much she despised Israel, and she was ready to go to war. And then it's just she got a call or something, and her tune changed. She turned it down a lot. You know what I'm saying? She turned it down she turned down a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I still Candace, I don't know what she got going on. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I appreciate, here's the thing, Candace, I appreciate Candace's lives because she is exposing a lot of information that I didn't know as a person. You know what I'm saying? After watching Candace Owens live, I never want to listen to another rap song. I never idolize another rapper. I never idolize another football player, another basketball player. It's seriously, you know what I'm saying? Because I all know who they work for. And I appreciate Candace because, she's tied every major organization, whether it's entertainment, basketball, and politics, to the Khazarian Mafia. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate Candace, for telling us about the Khazarian Mafia. However, sometimes I feel Candace was put in place to steer us away from what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? She telling us here's the thing, if you thirsty, I don't want no like his. I feel like this when it comes with Candace, and I'm saying this with all due respect, because I don't want no smoke with none of these people, because like they great at what they do. They better than me. You know, they know more than I do. So I'm not coming at nobody's neck. This how I look at Candace. It's like I'm thirsty. Like I haven't had anything to drink in like 2 days, and I'm about to pass out and die. And instead of Candace giving me a full glass of water, I feel like she just keep giving me a shot, and then that shot will quench my thirst for like an hour, and then when I'm on the brink of death, she'll like give out another shot of water, you know. And I don't need a shot of water. Like I need the full gallon, and I know Candace got the full gallon, but it's like some holding her back from like giving us that full gallon of water, bro. Giving us that full gallon of water. But my floor about to dry. Like I figure I'd make a video. I'm mopping my floor. You know what I'm saying? My floor about to dry. It's looking shiny. So, you know, I'm about to continue to do my Sunday cleaning. And I want y'all to have a happy Easter. If y'all stay to the end of this video, like I say, man, typically on my Charlie Kirk videos, you know, my lives be going crazy. You know what I'm saying? My short form videos, my long form videos, they be getting about 4 likes. You know what I'm saying? So if this video, if we can get 5 people to like it, that'd be dope, bro. That'd be dope. But now I am starting to lean on Charlie Kirk is dead, you all. Like I am starting to lean on that. I just ain't never seen a dead body. We ain't never seen his face. We don't know where he was buried at. It's just so many questions I got about, you know, is he really dead? But this video ain't about that. You know what I'm saying? This video is about Tyler Robinson being a patsy and being framed for the murder of Charlie Kirk. Peace and love to you all. I love y'all. I mean that. And I'm out.